toDIYfor, and I have another costume tutorial for you today because there's still a couple of weeks left for you to be able to DIY your Halloween costume. Now this one is the most intricate and also the most expensive out of the costumes that I did this year, and expensive still isn't all that pricey. The items coming from the dollar store, thrift store, and a few things from the fabric store. It takes a little bit longer to put together, but really thrilled with how great the final product looks. So let me show you how I did it. So you'll need several meters of different types of gold trim or gold ribbon, also some black felt or black material. You'll need gold fringe, a couple of buttons, and hot glue, scissors, and of course a red trench coat. I managed to find this at the thrift store for about $10 or $15, and I thought it was a perfect find, especially with the buttons on the front. So I'm recreating the shape of the jacket here, and if you look online, they have 2 points in the front, and then the back dips into a tail. So I'm just freehanding this on using the markings on the jacket to try and make this as symmetrical as possible, and just to make the tailcoat I just made it go down into a point there. So I cut out along those lines, and don't worry, this is a rough edge right now. We will clean it up and finish it later on in the project, but for now I just cut out one half of the jacket, placed it over top just to make sure that both sides were symmetrical when I was cutting out the second half, and at the back I cut a slit in the tailcoat and cut out any excess material. Next is covering out your entire collar with black material. I used felt, just tracing over top of that with a piece of chalk to kind of feel where the edge was to get the right sizes. Cut out all of your pieces and simply hot glue them into place, and all you really have to do is cover the portion of the collar that is going to be seen when you're wearing it only, so you don't have to cover the entire inside of the jacket. This is what it looked like when I was all done. Next is adding some gold trim, which I found at the fabric store, this piece, and it was perfect. Just hot gluing that into place around the border of the entire collar. I kept it one long strand, and as you can see I'm folding it over top of itself right there, only because this really frays really easily when you cut it. I had some other gold trim that I found at the dollar store. It's kind of like a gold string, and I am lining the entire bottom of the jacket, so mostly the portion that we cut off to finish that edge, just hot gluing it into place, and I really found that it finished the entire jacket. Next, I just spray painted a couple of buttons that I had at home, gold, to match the whole theme. I also took some of that other gold trim and cut several lengths about that size to create the front portion of the jacket. So all you have to do now is just glue in the buttons. I used E6000 glue because I was gluing onto the metal, and it's a much stronger glue. And then I also glued previously the strings to those other gold buttons and glued them into place. Not to worry, this isn't actually holding your jacket in place. It's more or less just for looks. The last step is creating the shoulder pads. So just with some extra felt that I had, I created kind of an oval shape, and I'm hot gluing the gold fringe to the underside of this. This is the most expensive portion of it, so I tried to stretch it out a little bit and use as little as possible. So place it on your shoulder. I would suggest wearing it to find that proper placement and then hot gluing it into place. Last, I created this little whip with a small piece of dowel, some black fabric, ribbon, glued it into place, and then I had a rectangle of felt, folded it in half, and glued it to one end. Is to it. You can accessorize it however you like, and definitely you can put some pants on, which is probably what I would end up doing because it's cold in Canada. It was just really hot the day that I ended up videotaping that. So if you enjoyed this DIY, let me know, give me a like, and if you try it out for yourself, I'd love to see what yours looks like when you're all done, or what you're going out for as Halloween. You can leave in the comments below what you plan on being. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram and on Twitter at Janelle Steeper. If you try out the DIY for yourself, use the hashtag toDIYfor. I'd love to see what it looks like. Otherwise, you can follow me on those accounts to find out which outfit I'm going to be wearing for Halloween. I will leave that for a surprise for you. Don't forget to subscribe. I will be back next Wednesday with a new DIY. Cheers.